there's a lot of criticism, especially in the days of digital and growing trolls, growing fake news. It is of abuse of gender violence, digital gender violence. There are always problems. But I think what's very important to remind ourselves is that Nepal, in the regional context, remains a very free country and a country that allows criticism. I mean, despite having won 2/3 majority, and the Prime Minister being adored by an overwhelming majority of citizens, we see very critical articles on some of his disruptive policies he's implemented. This already is a demonstration of this freedom. And it's something we keep watch on. It's a very valuable quality to keep. And personally, I really hope Nepal always manages to maintain that space and that freedom of expression, freedom of the media. On the Gen Zs and the European Union foreign interference, this was during the campaign. It was, or just after the Gen Z revolution. It came from a very identifiable source that I will not mention, but I think it was a way of trying to manipulate the information. The reality is that we've always given great priority to young people because they are the future. They're the present, but they're also the future. In the European Union as well, we have a number of programs that focus on the youth, and we give great importance to the consultation and taking into account the opinion and the dynamic from young people. So we did this before the Gen Z movement. Inevitably, there are a couple of our youth sounding board members that were in the Gen Z movements, but of course, there were always going to be some of them related or who also had links with the European Union. From there to jump to the conclusion that we are interfering with I don't know even what, is a huge jump, and I think does not correspond to any truth. What we have is, and we invest in young people because they are the social future, they are the economic future. And they bring us a lot in terms of their opinions, what their priorities are, and we take their opinions seriously in our consultations, in our programs. Only last week we went to. I went on mission because we are supporting a program in the Kanchenjunga conservation area, and we took one of our youth sounding members with us on mission to be exposed to those realities. How do we work? How do we work with local governments? How do we work with the Kanchenjunga Conservation Council? How do we work with civil society? And in turn, she gave us her perspective. What is it that matters? What did she observe? And it's this exchange that's mutually beneficial, and that I think also helps us give the appropriate value to the young people. In this case, to the young people in Nepal. Sorry, I'm very enthusiastic about this, so I can be very long-winded. Economic engagement, LDC graduation. LDC graduation is a difficult step. There's been a lot of pressure from private sector, from the fear as well. I mean, we have studies that say that with graduation, some sectors that are hardly competitive will lose a lot of jobs. You know, the ILO study talks about 130 to 140,000 jobs being lost. So for a new government, a young government, it's a very difficult decision to take, you know, to jump into the void. I think, you know, whether Nepal graduates now or in 3 years is not the real question. The real question is they need to start now with the homework that needs to be done to improve competitiveness, to comply with WTO requirements when the time comes, to prepare the country for the next step. This homework wasn't done before. So whether Nepal graduates in November or not, if it graduates in November, there's still a 3-year transition phase. If it doesn't graduate in November, no matter. It's important to start the homework, and I think we feel confident that this government is aware of it and will start working on it.